What's up guys, Card Protagonist here with an updated deck profile on my very own Battle Sister deck. So some of you subscribers who have been here for a really long time knows that I'm a huge fan of the Warrior Paladins and the Battle Sister deck. These two decks has been the most successful to me and I simply keep update to them. So I think before I begin this video, I would like to keep you guys updated. I will be going overseas for 2 weeks or more, around 12 days. So this will probably be my last video for the year 2017. And since I no longer have any Body Fight deck to upload for now, I'll just might as well do one video on my very own Battle Sister deck. So yeah, so for you guys who are looking for more GBT-12 Body Fight openings and deck profiles, be sure to check out Dragon King, DR3GONKING. He will be uploading all those content. He's basically someone who uploads mostly Body Fight, and yeah, I'm leaving the job to him this time around since I'll be going overseas. So you guys who are huge Body Fight fans, be sure to check him out and subscribe to him and be updated. So yeah, it's time for this video. So many of you guys who have known me for a long time knows that I like to play Battle Sisters because they are really good and they basically are very easy deck to play generally. I'm not really good at Vanguard, honestly. I tend to mess up if the effects get too complicated. Battle Sisters are the opposite of that. It's easy to play and they just got so good with the new cards from GBT-12. So without further ado, let's begin with the Great Trees. Alright, the first Great Tree plays 4 copies of Florentine. She's the main right target for your deck, your winning image. So when she's written as a Vanguard, check the top card of the deck and put it on top or bottom of the deck. So she's basically vanilla, OG vanilla. When she enters the field as a Vanguard, check top or bottom. Most of the time, if you check a trigger, you want to leave it on top. Or otherwise, if you have cards that help you draw, you can leave it on top if it's a non-trigger, like Perfect Guards. So generally, it's very nice to pick at the top or top card of the deck. So great skill. Her Strike Break skill, whenever you perform Strike, you must E Special Counter Blast 1. If you do, check the top 2 cards of the deck and choose one of them and add one of them to your hand. Another one goes to the top or bottom of the deck. So it is a very unique skill because you will be able to check the top card of the deck and if it's a trigger, obviously you're just gonna leave it on top. Otherwise, once again, draw away with the other cards that your Battle Sister has. So there are some of those draw powers in Battle Sister, which makes your deck really flexible and aggressive. Alright, so she's the main right target for that you want to write most of the time. And for our secondary right target, we have 2 copies of Madeline. So I have some Madelines running around, so I might as well just put it in my deck. Some decks actually do play only 4 copies of Great Trees, but for me, I just want, for the sake of not misgrading, I'm just gonna play 6. 6 seems to be the perfect number for now. Alright, so she has 2 abilities. Let's go on to her Strike Break skill first. Her Strike Break skill is whenever you strike a Battle Sister. So you cannot activate the Strike Break skill if you're striking to Ikishima, which is the brand new finisher of the deck. Whenever you strike a Battle Sister, choose one of the Vanguard and give them the ability. At the end of the battle, that your rear guard with Battle Sister attacks your opponent's Vanguard, and if the attack did not hit, you may pay the cost of Soul Blasting 1 and Counter Charging 1. So basically, she helps you refresh Counter Charge, which is good sometimes because our Battle Sister tend to eat a lot of Counter Blast with your strides and stuff. So yeah, it's a very nice skill, optional skill. So it actually pluses you off for not hitting, so it's very interesting. Her second skill is her GB2 skill. E Special Counter Blast 1 Battle Sister in card name. At the end of your opponent's turn, if the number of your rear is 3 or more and you have 3 or less cards in your hand, you can Counter Blast 1 to draw 1 card. So basically helps you replenish your hand, give you a good start, I guess. So 1 Counter Blast for 1 extra card is not too bad, honestly. So secondary Great Trees, you don't need to worry because we actually do have some Battle Sister Great Tree searches. So if you call her the field, you can basically get your Florentine. It's just there for an extra Great Tree. So yeah, 2 copies of Great Trees. Alright, let's go on to the Great Twos. 4 copies of Kokote. Used to be really cheap. Now she has risen so much in price just because of how important and she is to the Battle Sister deck. So basically, she is somehow a draw power for the Battle Sister deck. E Special Counter Blast 1 Battle Sister. When your attack hits, you can check the top card of the deck. If it's a Battle Sister, add it to your hand. So this deck basically is a 100% Battle Sister deck, which means if your attack hits, you E Special Counter Blast 1, you're guaranteed drawing 1. So it's a really good card. And it doesn't have a GB1 skill or GB2 skill because it's an old school card. So basically, when this card attack hits, you get a +1. Nice. Alright. So some new Battle Sister cards we have is 4 copies of Rare Battle Sister, Sable. Right, Sable, she looks really nice. Alright, her ability is basically when she enters the field and you have 3 or more other rear 3 more units with Battle Sister, you may pay the cost of Soul Blasting 1 to draw 1 card. Basically, some draw power to accelerate the deck. It's really good. You want to have a lot of hand size just because you want to throw down the whole field and swing fast. So she's a really valuable asset to the Battle Sister team. For a copy of my favorite Battle Sister, Macarons. So Macarons has always been one of my favorite because she's one of the first few Burning Horn clones to exist in Vanguard, other than Dragonic Overlord. So back then I really used her a lot. So when this unit attacks and you have a Vanguard with Battle Sister, she gains us 3k power. It's really good because she hits magic numbers, which means, especially against the early games, if you're going first, you go you write grade 2, you call her the side. You swing your opponent's 7k Vanguard is like 10k guard, really good. Dishing out high amounts of damage early game is very important and crucial for this deck. So yeah, rush. And of course with certain cards with boosted by 7k, with some circumstances you can hit magic numbers most of the time. That I'll be going on later on some of the combos you have with this deck. So yeah, 4 copies of Macaron. So that's our grade 2 lineup. Is 12 copies of grade 2. For grade 1s, we have 4 copies of the Battle Sister Perfect Guard. So the old Battle Sister Perfect Guard Chocolate is gone. So basically she's replaced with Marmalade. So Marmalade's ability is when you discard one with Perfect Guard, if you do, you have another Marmalade in the drop zone, and the number of cards in your hand is 3 or less, you can draw a card. So it is sometimes very nice, especially in a pinch. Somehow it kind of reminds me of a Brave ability. When you have 3 or less cards, you can get some pluses. So yeah, it's nice, especially in a pinch, get a free draw 1. So hopefully you can draw a trigger, or your 2 triggers to get a G Guardian. 4 copies of Bamuchen. Bamuchen is my favorite cake. It's a Japanese dessert. It's a cake. If you guys know, it's like some circly cake. Alright, so she is the Battle Sister Strike Fodder. So when you discard this for a strike, surprisingly, you can use it in other decks because it does not specify any strike. So you can pay this to strike even in the Susano deck. And her rearguard abilities, when this card enters the field, you have a review a Battle Sister from your hand. If you do, search your deck for another grade 3 Battle Sister and add it to your hand, then discard a card. So if you have her, you can just basically search her out, then discard her as cost. So yeah, consistency is key. Alright, so just Strike Fodder, very important for this deck since you play slightly lesser grade 3s. 4 copies of Taffy. She is my MVP of the deck. I really love her. She's like really cool with a assault rifle lightsaber thing. So when this card attacks and you have a Vanguard with Battle Sisters, you can gain additional 3k. 10ks are very, very, very powerful in this deck. Let me give you an example. For example, let's say you have Florentine, you strike into Ikishima. The magic number to get is 17k rearguards because, alright, an example is like this. Let's say I have a 17k, 10k. It could be Battle Sister Tart or itself. So 10k attacker with 7k boosting is 17,000 plus 3k due to the strike break skill, 6k. 17,000 plus 6k is 23,000. And if you're going to use cards like Muffin or Margot Clone, you can gain the power plus 3k to her and you'll hit 26k. Every single magic number when you're striking her counts because all more cards off your opponent's hands means most likely they're going to be dead because they can either perfect guard that or they just drop their whole hand. So yeah, personally she's my MVP. The reason why I really like to play her is because she is a backup attacker. Most of the time your opponent like to attack your rearguards just because they really fear the Battle Sister rush. So yeah, when they attack my grade 2 rearguards, I can always call Taffy and bring on the pain. So she is really, really good. And personally one of my favorite cards. Because early game you can also rush, which is fantastic. 3 copies of Rusk. Rusk, you could actually mix up Rush with Taffy. If you like see a lot of Link Jokers in your locals, basically you put one Taffy for one more Rusk. Otherwise, Rusk ability, she is a resist unit, really good, especially against Link Joker decks because they won't be able to target her for lock. But of course, do watch out for Chaos Breakers because they can still force you locked from your hand, so it doesn't count as targeting. So yeah, great against resist. So Kageros, Link Jokers, anti of those. She is a slightly worse Taffy in terms of attacking. When this unit attacks, you may pay a cost of 1 Soul Blast if you do gain a 3k. So yeah, she's pretty much the same except you will have to Soul Blast for the 10k beat stick. It's okay, I guess. I sometimes side her out if I find that my locals has too many Link Jokers. Alright, for the grade zeros, the trigger lineup, we play 4 copies of the crit trigger, Battle Sister Muffin. Muffin is really good because she able to cycle herself back into the deck and gives you free counter charge, which this deck's really need. So activate ability. During your main phase, put this card to the top of your deck, and if you have a Vanguard with Battle Sister, you can choose one of your other units and give it plus 3k power and the ability Oracle. When this unit attacks, you can counter charge too. So as previously mentioned, if you give it to a 17k column, you make your opponent guard for more, which is super value. Unlike if you give it to like a 9k beat stick. If you give it to a 9k beat stick, it doesn't hit magic number. It's kind of pointless. Yeah, so you can see why that 10k beat sticks are very good in this deck. Alright, so basically she's free counter charge and it's just very good. Critical triggers with effects are always good. 4 copies of Ginger, old school Ginger, Battle Sister in the name. So she's just there because crits are very important. Aggressive Rush is important in Battle Sisters. Draw triggers to play 4 copies of the Mago Clone Ganesh. So Ganesh is just basically enter the field, activates ability, enter the soul of your Battle Sister and gains, and one of your Battle Sister on the field can gain plus 3k power. Once again, Taffy combo gives you more plus. Really good because you can fix magic numbers for Taffy. Either Taffy or a Macaron, one of these delicious sweets, give you the magic number. These two are the best front row assault that we have. Alright, so 4 copies of Churros. She's really nice. She's a nice heal trigger. We currently have 2 different types of Battle Sister heal triggers. So Churros is a new one. She looks really nice. So yeah, heal triggers are very important in the game right now because the generation guards that we have for Oracle Think Tank is freaking amazing. So yeah. Speaking of G units, let's go on to our G units. G guards. Speaking of G guards, sorry. So we have some really good G units right now because especially these two notabilities too. These are like the GBT-12 triple rares, which help bring Battle Sister back to the game. So 4 copies of Stollen. Stollen is basically a German cake, a Christmas cake. So Christmas is coming, play some Stollens. So whenever you perform strike, activate skill. So by paying a cost of Count Blasting 1 and flip a copy of yourself face up, you may soul charge 1 for free. So soul charge is very important in this deck because some of your stuff in your game costs soul blast. And look at the top cards equals to the number of Battle Sister rear guards you control. So basically Battle Sister rush deck, most of the time you throw down your whole board full of Battle Sisters as a swing, and you can basically rearrange the top of card of deck. It's similar to Genesis. It is very good. Yeah, basically you can rearrange your top deck. Make sure you check those triggers. So fantastic ability. You can even use it at first strike. Usually she's my first strike target. Other than Gelato, one of these are the first strike for my Battle Sister deck. Alright, all of your rear guards with Battle Sister name gains plus 3k power if you're GB3. So really good if you're stacking it with the Florentine Strike Break skill. So generally one of my best Battle Sisters in the deck. Next up we have 4 copies of Ichikishima. She's one of the MVPs of Oracle Think Tank, bring them back to tier 1.5 at least. So her abilities just in general, she basically once you strike her, you keep striking her until your opponent dies. So activate ability, Count Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, and choose a same Ikishima and flick it face up if you do draw 2 cards. Count Blast 1, Soul Blast 1 for drawing 2 is very nice. MVP ability is an Oracle skill. So if 5 or more hand cards in your hand, you can activate her Oracle skill. Choose a face down card for a G zone and turn it face up. So you could flip up any card in your G zone face up. Don't flip her back up. For this turn, your opponent cannot call G Guardians and grade 0 from your hand. So if your opponent do have a lot of triggers in their hand, they are in huge trouble. So basically, if you strike on this, just ask your opponent, do you have a perfect guard? If not, they're basically screwed. So it is a very powerful card. This is why Oracle Think Tank is quite playable right now. 2 copies of Wakahirume. Wakahirume is just there. I play as tech. GB2, Count Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, and put a face down card with herself face up. So flip herself face up. If you do, draw a card, then choose a card from your hand and place at the top of the deck. Really good because sometimes you do have a lot of heal triggers in your hand, so you can just click on top, then just check the heal trigger. So yeah, it's a pretty cheat card in my opinion. So I play 1 copy of her just in case I need to bring myself to 4 damage. Sometimes you won't be able to guard your opponent's next attack, so getting the heal is just very important. 1 copy of Mirror, Excite Battle System Mirror. So Mirror ability is so activate ability. Choose a face down card, G-Zone 20 face up, so you can flip up any card again. Once again, doesn't need to be herself. So I play 1 as tag. Until end of turn, the card gains the ability. When your attack of your Battle Sister attack hits, you may pay the cost. Draw a card, and second ability, GB3, all of your Oracle Think Tank in the front row Battle Sister gain plus 1k power equals to the number of hand you have. So it is pretty good because Battle Sister tend to have a lot of hand size. So pressurizing, because if your regards were to attack hit, you can basically draw 1 card if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So yeah, it just makes your Battle Sister feel into a pressurizing feel. I don't know that's the word for it. The 1 copy of Galato, I really love her art because it's like a machine gun angel. So when this card is one of my first strike targets, depending if I have a lot of regards before I perform strike, I most likely will strike to her because she has a really neat ability. Soul Blast 1, when this card enters the Vanguard circle, so you will not be able to activate. You won't be able to call regards then, so you must make sure you already have regards, then call her. Soul Blast 1, if you do, look at top number of cards equals to the number of Battle Sister on your field, so including her. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can look at top 5 cards and draw 1 card, take 1 of them into your hand, and rest goes to the bottom of the deck. So yeah, make huge choice. Sometimes I like to pick up that perfect card. So yeah, first strike target. For G Guardians, we play 2 copies of Bavarois. She's one of my favorite Battle Sisters because of her art. Her art is just amazing. Just take a look at it. She's basically a pudding, some kind of Western pudding. So when this card is placed on the Guardian Circle, you may Count Blast 1, and if you do, draw 1 card. So just like that, you get a free card in your hand. And then review the top card of the deck. If the review card is a grade 1 or greater, this card gains an additional 5k shield, so it's like 20k shield. Draws you a free card. So good. It's one of my favorite Battle Sisters and G Guardians in general. 2 copies of Amaterasu. I'm having an English one soon, so I basically just play 2 because she's just so good. But she's really heavy on the wallet because she's like 40 per piece, more than that I think. So when this card is placed on the Guardian Circle, if you have a number of cards is 4 or more, you can gain 10k shield, 25k shield, just like that for free, no cost. And when it's in play on the Guardian Circle, you can soul charge 1, so fewer soul for your Battle Sister costs. Look at the top card of the deck, and you may choose to put at top or bottom. Most of the time, if it's a heal trigger, I'm just gonna leave it there and just no guard the next attack because it is so good. So yeah, Amaterasu is freaking amazing, one of the best G Guardians in my opinion. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy my deck profile on the Battle Sister deck. Be sure to add me on Facebook and subscribe to my channel for more deck profiles. I will be doing more Vanguard in the future. And I hope you guys, if you guys like more Vanguard views, be sure to like this video to let me know and comment on what kind of Vanguard content you guys want. So yeah, thanks for watching, peace out, and love you guys. Rare.